Welcome back. Well, moving on with Nigeria 2015. Let's join Bukola Arewa. She's live from Oyo State today. Hello, Bukola. A lot is being said about permanent voter cards. Now, is there any commentary going on about PVCs where you are?
Good evening, Chamberlain.
Go ahead. Thank you.
Well, PVC distribution is still ongoing in almost all the areas we monitored today, except for a few areas where the electoral officers did not turn up to attend to people. But we caught up with the resident electoral commissioner here in Oyo State, Ambassador Prof Attahiru, who told us that as of today, a total of 1,649,792 has been distributed, while a large number, if you say, of 731,310 remain uncollected. And he used the medium of the interview that we had with him to appeal to members of the public to make sure that they do all possible to collect their PVC. They are doing the market outreach that they started last week is still ongoing. They are going to marketplaces to talk to artisans and traders to make sure that they get their PVCs. In some instances, they actually took the PVCs to the market areas to distribute to those people. And interestingly today, the Oyo State Police Command says it has arrested a man with 14 voter cards in his possession, and not the 500 voter cards as speculated by some people in town. And while during an exclusive interview with Channels, the CP, Mohammed Katsina, told us that the suspect was arrested in Ogumosho. And we also got to talk to the suspect, who said he did not buy he denied buying the voter card, but said that some of them belong to his relatives while other people dropped it with him. We saw with him a total of 10 temporary voter cards and 4 permanent voter cards. We also spoke to the INEC resident commissioner about it, who described as irrational, any statement linking his office with such a conspiracy regarding the voter cards. He was reacting to the allegation by the APC that INEC connived with some opposition parties in the state to sabotage and divert voter cards in the state.
All right, Bukola. Thank you very much indeed, Bukola Arewa, speaking to us from
Chamberlain.
State. Well, we're joined now by Udenta, that's from our studios in Abuja. He is the Deputy Director, Media for the Presidential Campaign Organization of the People's Democratic Party. Good evening and thank you for joining us today.
It's my pleasure to be with you.
Thank you. Well, last time out you had some issue about the preparedness of the Commission for the general elections. Today, the Chairman spoke on a wide range of issues about their readiness. In fact, in one sentence, he says, in 2 words, we are ready. 3 words, actually.
Well, we heard that repeatedly now from Prof Attahiru Jega, but curiously enough, Chamberlain, and for those of you in the media, the typical Nigerian scenario is that poor funding and inadequate resources sometimes mark preparation of certain critical national projects. In the case of INEC, I've not even had one single complaint about money. Apparently, Prof Jega and his INEC team have collected virtually every fund many months back. Now, one wonders when they say they are ready. The readiness now has to be put in a percentage ratio. Before 14 February, the curious refrain from INEC was that INEC was ready. Last time I was on air on channels, it was abundantly clear that INEC was not ready for the elections for 14 February and thereafter. Today now, with the program you have, with our reporters across the country, you have very deep and grave challenges concerning, the PVCs, collections and distribution, and the way and manner the whole processes are going on across the country. That is even the PVC, which is one's own entitlement, inalienable right of Nigerian citizens to participate in the electoral process, are still being collected as I speak. And what's today's date? 16th March. First and foremost, there should be admission on the part of INEC. The postponement of the election from 14 February to 28 March and thereafter was not because of any security consideration solely. Simply put, INEC was not ready there. This is not propaganda. This is not partisan politics I'm playing. This is the fact, and the empirical fact on the ground. When you move to the issue of the card readers, it becomes a little bit even much more, much more curious. You and I know, Chamberlain, that in the US today, debates still go on about the use of photo ID for elections. Photo ID means capturing the picture of the voter, potential voter, in the particular document with which he or she will exercise his or her franchise. Nigeria has attained that status.
So, having made your point to some extent, what would you rather have the Commission do?
The critical thing, the Commission should spend more energy and resources in distributing the PVCs nationwide and lay down and suspend the issue of the card reader for now. If the PVCs, which has been commissioned and produced maybe months or years ago, are still being brought in, distributed, still being looked after, and people are still searching for their own, if you now compound it with the insufficiently texted card readers, you may witness a chaotic situation during the electoral process. And the very critical national exercise this is going to turn out to be, no margin of error is to be allowed. I have many commentators talk about percentage success of INEC in terms of the card reader, demonstration, 60%, 70%, 80%. You do not mathematize the right of Nigerians to vote. It must be 99.9%.
Well, the chairman also did say that, well, if you remember, the last elections, 2011, he came up on that day and said, well, some things are not in place. Now, if that situation were to present itself again, where it turns out that they are not ready, he says he won't be afraid to take the bull by the horn. Should we be worried about their readiness now? If he's not, he says he will speak up.
Well, it is better to act fast now than to wait until that particular critical stage when it may be too late for you to take a decisive decision without either one of the parties involved. There are a lot of political parties contested, but the two critical political parties we know. We decided that INEC has taken a decision now at that stage simply because something else was going to happen. It is better to take that wise decision now. Let us, for the first time in this public advocacy space in Nigeria, rise above partisanship and call a spade by its name. The use of the card readers is going to be monumentally problematic with the